Hey yo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to the Summer Coaster Contest. Our first creation of the day goes to Sataurus, Dr. Bicklebaum's endless summer machine created by Sataurus, a builder in this community, as well as a golden patron. Thank you so much for your support. And here they say, come one, come all, enter the storybook world of Dr. Bicklebaum. The genius and slightly aloof Dr. B has invited you to ride his invention, the endless summer machine. Hop on a ride and watch as summer grows around you, and be sure to ride it at night if you're looking for a thrill. Once you've had your fill on the rides, it's time to cool off at Dr. B's sunny splash pad. Achieved through a secret but eco-friendly magic dust, Mr. B lives in a world where summer never ends. So come, relax, and enjoy the scenery. Alright, let's talk about it. Dr. Bicklebaum. I love the zaniness, the creativity, the wildness, taking us off a runway and then a storybook fantasy coaster experience. Definitely shines at night. Love the glass panes that you put. The actual castle, the fantasy aspect of this looks phenomenal. This is a builder. With this contest, we're not doing things necessarily in order of brackets this time. It's like bundles where we're kind of randomizing it. So this creator, I don't recognize any creations from them yet. At least I don't think so. And this would be one of their first ever builds in Planet Coaster, and this is pretty impressive to kick off the episode. I must say, coaster layout was really fun. The backstory was absolute insanity. The lighting is really good, and the fantasy elements are spot on. We haven't seen a whole lot of Planet Coaster fantasy since we've gotten the fantasy pack. I don't know how much of this actually uses any of it, a little bit here and there, but there's so many ways to mix and match them now with the pieces of Planet Coaster 2. But I like this road runway thing into the castle, out of the castle, using the coaster as a machine through a storytelling book experience. It's quite phenomenal. Really fun stuff. A lot of creativity got into this one. So great job kicking off the episode for us here today, Sataurus. And thank you so much for supporting the show. Let's check out the next creation of the day. Okay, next up is The Flight of Eden, created by Lee2524, another builder and golden patron. Thank you guys so much for all the support. And here they say, the Flight of Eden takes you through a small piece of the ethereal landscape of Eden. The ancient monuments are a place of sanctuary and recently popular attractions to guests. The Cold Flame Eden contest 2 entry. Don't forget to pick up a free hat at the banquet hall and enjoy the feast. Cool. It says setup requires guest needs only Viking hats. Okay, you what? Only Viking hats. Let's go. Okay, let's talk about it. That coaster layout is absolutely bonkers. That first drop, holy moly. I actually really liked that first drop, how it took us through the castle, and it was like kind of terrifying the way you dropped it. However, the rest of the coaster track, I guess I see what you're going for here with the etherealness. You want the coaster to feel like it's flying, but I guess it's hard to capture that because it's almost distracting because the footprint's so small, and then the coasters are the layout in the air like that. The coaster track's kind of floating about, makes it feel a little bit off. I wonder if there's a way you could have maybe rode the coaster tighter to the terrain and had more of that terrain, right? More of those rocks and these ethereal buildings and stuff like that. Sort of like what we saw here from the what was it, Bicklebaum? Yeah, this is kind of like hiding the coaster tracks and taking us through that experience. Could you have found more ways to do this elven ethereal kind of stuff and then had the coaster run a little tighter to that so that it's not just all floating in the sky? Would have given us a little bit more of that adventure through Eden. But I think it's a pretty strong effort overall, and I definitely would have loved some ethereal soundtracks. But look at that drop. That is crazy wild. And yeah, I guess passing through these buildings a few more times would have been pretty cool as well. Looks like we have a little eatery up here as well, and a good place to get some photos. So there it is. Not a bad effort here from Lee2524, another builder, brand new builder to the game. So very first ever coaster creation. I think it's a pretty strong effort. The artistry gone into it is actually pretty sharp. Really like the build and what you did with all the nature work. So that's looking pretty good there. Coaster could use a little bit more refinement, and same with its layout. But keep on keeping on, Lee. Let's check out our next creation of the day. Next up is Marina Mayhem, created by CreamyDuck, a master in this community, as well as a silver patron. Heyo, Johnny and friends, this contest is a doozy. I had some big issues with creative block up until 2 weeks ago while on vacation in Egypt. When walking through the Regatta or Marina, I finally got some inspiration I was looking for and put all my leftover time into making this submission. With that said, from the bottom of my heart, I'm proud to present Marina Mayhem, a fun and slightly chaotic summer coaster taking place in the lush area of the new marina. It features one exhilarating multi-launch coaster, an amazing swimming pool, and a stunning shopping district. During the ride, you will feel the thrill of the swashbuckling through lush foliage, amazing mountains, cliffs, size might be exaggerated, and narrowly avoiding suspicious penguin-shaped pirates with an odd hue of pink in their skin. Make sure to get on your on-ride photo after you ride and enjoy a coffee at the Turtle Cafe or get a full meal at the Krusty Krab's Burger Bar. Getting hot, cool down at the relaxing new Marina pool. New Marina opens its gates to all to experience the excitement of summer. Cheers, Creamy Duck. Boom. Wow, freaking we, that is absolutely insanity. Oh, I love it. This is crazy. A lot of creativity, a lot of personality and character put into this. It's quite charming. And apparently even these coasters are decorated in a certain way. Let's see this. It's like this one's a turtle, but I saw a shark coaster come from the other one. Yeah, that one's a shark and this one's a turtle. That's quite fun. And welcome to the Fun Factory. It's taking pictures, using the aquatic pieces. It's a vibe. Very good job. Let's give it another run at nighttime here, and maybe we can look forward at the back. Let's check it out. Super fun. Love the nighttime lighting on this as well. All right, let's hop off and take a poke around. Here we are, and what was it? The Turtle Cafe. There should be a photo booth as well. Here we go. Just a memento. You plastered it with watermarks. That's different. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot going on here to look at. I quite like this. You created this whole immersive world of just silly zaniness. The Turtle Cafe, the Krusty Krab, marine construction, marine mayhem. It's cool. This is what I like to see. This is the spirit of the contest. This is the spirit of summer. There's just a lot going on here. The geyser area, wave pool, a little shark diving board back there, Krusty Krab's burger bar. Yeah, this is fun. Very fun. I really like the buildings. You know, you put a lot of the Kraken Hotel. It's very cartoony and it comes to life. Like I said, charming. Shroom dinner, Italian cuisine, and that's the priority. Okay, and some bathrooms and stuff back here. Let's take a look at the overall footprint from a bird's eye view. I like also you customized the train. I mean, you hit all the notes, didn't you? You had animatronics, you had sequencers, you did a backwards launch. I think that's the first of the contest so far. Yeah, use the lights at night. You animated those, as well as some triggered effects. You've brought the Pink Penguins community mascot into the attraction. You built a fun little town here and great nighttime lighting, incorporated pools and all that stuff. Very, very nice. Now, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if this was supposed to be water, but setup, we asked you guys if you want water here to build a pool, all right? So feels like this should have been a pool, but for some reason it's not. Although it looks cool, I really like the look of it. Yeah, it's very cartoony, very playful. CreamyDuck really going above and beyond, making a very vibrant creation here. I love it. Absolutely love it. And there it is from a bird's eye view. Huge footprint on this guy. Tons of stuff going into it. Really solid job for this one here today. CreamyDuck, glad you got past your creative block and managed to come out with something really, really cool. Amazing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our last creation of the day comes from a legend in this community, Red Mender, the Henderson Summer's Vacation. Holy good googly moogly. I have high expectations for this one. Red Mender has blown us away time and time again with their creations. And here they say, hey, Johnny and Channel 5, thanks for featuring my coaster. Join the Hendersons on their summer vacation. It's quite a ride, smiley face. The ride as day or night. Note that it might not work right in test mode, so please ride open, and it has to already have made one complete run. Well, it's been running in the background with guests, so we should be fine. Hopefully the sequencers behave. Ha. Okay, let's go. Oh, yo, let's freaking go. Oh my good googly moogly. I was smiling ear to ear that whole experience. Part of me wanted to commentate over it, and then at the same time I didn't know if there was going to be a bunch of sound effects. I run into this issue where if I commentate over one person's creation, then everybody goes, hey, why didn't you commentate over mine? And that sort of thing. But then also viewers were like, hey, stop talking, I want to enjoy the experience. I can't hear the sound effects, I can't hear the music, and that sort of thing. So it's a bit of a balancing act there. So I think for the first run, I just, you know, let it be the experience that it is, right? The more talking points that you guys give me, the more time I'm going to spend on your creations talking about them. That's kind of where I'm at with these, and I'm more than willing to ride this a second time and talk about it, because what you're witnessing here is not easy to do. This is revolutionary. This is phenomenal. And as I mentioned going into it, I kind of expected big things from Red Mender, but I didn't expect this. This is so cool going into the car like this, but all these animators and all these movers and all these sequencers going off at different times. It's like, I mean, I feel like you wouldn't be able to do this unless you were doing it in Unreal Engine, but you're showing what's possible in Planet Coaster here, and it's just insane. Oh my god. I really love going into the back of the vehicle here. I feel so immersed. The kid's squirting dad with the water gun, and the girl was juggling the ball. Again, when I saw this Henderson's Summer Vacation, looking at it from a bird's eye view, it just looked like a pile of trees. I was like, I don't know what to expect, but I know it's going to be good because it's Red Mender. Red Mender's like the trigger master at this point in Planet Coaster. I mean, they were showing their trigger abilities, the raccoon and getting splattered on the windshield. We almost had an accident because the pink penguin mobile hitting a boulder there. There's just so much going into this that is literally groundbreaking. Even like the girl's pigtails going up and down like that. You have there's just a lot of different movers on these pieces that are set to trigger at different times. I thought this shot was phenomenal here, where the kid jumps up, slow motion, arms out, kicks the fish. Karate Kid here, that is just sick. Yo, I mean, this is legendary. Red Mender, as I said, they did some amazing stuff for Zoltan's Academy. With it was a flowery ride. I forgot the name of it now, but they did some amazing stuff bringing Plantation to life, bringing all dancing flowers and all this cool stuff. And at that point, Red Mender immediately became one of my favorite builders. And since then, I've done some amazing stuff throughout the history of the show. And what surprises me most here is that you took an ordinary camping experience and turned it into a story and did something phenomenal here, right? It's really charming, breathtaking, and comforting, but also just a display of impeccable skill, right? And you did it all in an 8,000 piece blueprint. I like I would have never expected to have that much of a cool experience on a summer, you know, cabin in the woods, bunch of trees type experience. And you elevated it, right? Like, this is what I was trying to say, is when I looked at the blueprint, I'm like, okay, I see roads, I see trees, I see water. So maybe we'll drive down the road and then do some boating. And we did more than that. And the transformation of, you know, we can see it here a little bit. This is just so cool. And again, you did this with a blueprint, and this was kind of something I'm mentioning almost in every video so far. I mean, we've had 3 so far, but it's kind of like the talking point is, since Frontier has given us 8,000 pieces to work with, this shows what you can do with that. I don't think, you know, it's almost like blueprints aren't blueprints anymore. They're just full experiences, right? 8,000 pieces is really quite a lot to work with, but it's still tricky because you still have to manage it. You could have this big giant idea planned like this and then run out of pieces, and you have to make budget cuts and stuff like that. Had Red Mender had the whole map to work with, I'm sure they might have done a lot more with it, right? But this is more than enough, and to my point is, it's so impressive to see that this is all done in a blueprint. This is just insane to me. It really has transformed what we think of when we talk about a blueprint challenge. And you're only building what you need to see, and what we saw from the first person, it was perfect. but here's a little behind the scenes look at how it's all behaving and working, and it's all really impressive stuff. And look at all these movers, right? All those movers following it. That's like just the girl's hair moving and the kid squirting the gun and all that stuff. It's just ridiculous the amount of complexity gone into a build like this. And then the doors, we slide out there. It's so cool. This is just incredible. Yeah, Red Mender, you never cease to amaze me. You turn something that would just be an ordinary coaster in the woods into something exceptionally mind-blowing. That is Red Mender for you. Saving the best for last here today. And that's what I'm saying with these coaster spotlights, guys. These contest spotlights. Mixing them up the way we are. Bundling them. Today we've had 2 builders. Their first ever time building something in Planet Coaster. Still very strong builds. Very strong efforts, I would say. In line with what we kind of expected from this contest. And then CreamyDuck, a master builder, doing something pretty... with a lot of personality, a lot of vibrance, and a lot of artistry, and then ending things off with what you know, a Trigger Master Dark Ride experience. And just, you never know what you're gonna get when you tune into these contest videos. And that's how it's gonna be every single day until we get through this. And it's quite a delight indeed. So, Red Mender, well done. You did it again. That is one to remember. A huge showcase of what you can do with animators, sequencers. I kind of wish I knew how many movers were used. Oh my God. Well, we can see how many triggers were used. That's insane. Oh, that is so insane. Wow. And then here with like, look at these movers behind the house. All of these piled up so that when they start cooking and doing all their stuff, I mean, we can speed it up a little bit here. And when it gets into the house, we can just see all this nonsense happening. Whoop, here we go. Watch, look at all this stuff. Little rotators, movers, all the, it's just crazy. And that's just to make it so they're eating cereal. That is going above and beyond. That's fun though. Like it tells a story. We're at home eating, getting ready to go camping, and that's what we did. Well done. Well done. So charming. Wow. That deserves a medal. The Trigger Master Red Mender and supporter of the show. Thank you so much for your gold Patreon supporting the show there. All 4 of our creators here have supporting. Appreciate you guys. Brand new builders pulling out some pretty strong coaster submissions. Good footprints there. Good artistry there. A lot of fun and creativity gone into them. Masterful build over here from CreamyDuck and just legendary stuff. So very fun one here today. This is only episode 3 of 35 for this coaster contest. 141 total submissions, and it's gonna be a fun summer, you guys. Fun summer of coasters. What did you think of our creations here today? Fire away down below. And I want to give an additional shout out and thank you to our Patreons. Thank you guys for supporting the show, making all this content possible. If you guys want to support our content, check out Patreon. Links are down in the description below. And thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next summer coaster contest video. Bye now.